Hi there, I'm Pam Carr from Caraway Crochet, and I would like to show you how to make the Freedom Beanie. My daughter has moved to Bangor, Maine, and it gets very cold there, and she wants to make a hat, so I said I would create a video for her. They are so soft and warm. They're made out of Lion Brand Thick and Quick, which is a bulky yarn, and number 6 weight. And this is a long one. This one is kind of a slouchy one. And then this version here is a shorter version, which the pom-pom sits right on top of your head. So this one is made in pumpkin, and I'm going to be using pumpkin today to show you what we're doing. So it's from the top down, and it's made in just a double crochet, which is a simple beginner stitch. And then the edging here is where you go into the back loop the stitch and do a back loop single crochet, which I can show you how to do throughout the video. So those are the hats. This is the hook. This is a Q hook, size 16, and it's 16 millimeters. It's hard to read it. Okay, and then you're going to need a needle and some scissors. So that's all we're going to need. And we're going to start out with this beautiful pumpkin color, and that's hopefully we'll end up with a beautiful hat. So I just lowered the camera, so hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit better what I'm doing, and I will show you. We'll start out with a magic loop. You can just crochet 2 and join them together to make a little loop, but this is something that I learned. It took a long time for me to be brave enough to try it because I thought it was something that's really, really hard, but it turns out it wasn't so hard. So you have to sort of grab your yarn in between 2 fingers. It can be back here. Just make sure it's secure, and you've got the working edge towards you. And I just wrap it around my finger like this, and then you stick your crochet hook under there, and you go over top of that one and pull it through. And you don't let go of these 2 because this is your loop, okay? So now we are going to, into this little circle here, we're just going to put our hook over here and pull that yarn through. And we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. That's going to be chain 2. Now I like to just turn it over this way and hold these 2 together, and I put my finger through. So now we're going to work into this loop, holding on to these 2 stitches. We're going to go 1 double crochet. So you put your hook through, you wrap your yarn over, and you pull it through. Then you put your yarn over and you pull it through 2, and your yarn over and you pull it through 2. Okay? Wrap your yarn over. For your second one, we're going to do 12. 1, pull your yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and that's 2 double crochets done. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, that's 3 stitches done. Yarn over, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we can take this little tail and we can pull on it. And that makes it really tight. And it doesn't come undone. And it looks really beautiful. Okay? So now we're going to find the top of the first one and we're going to join with a slip stitch. So we're just going to join that with a slip stitch. Chain 2. Now I'm going to take a minute and we're just going to count the stitches on here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Now, into each of these stitches, we are going to do 2 double crochets. Into each stitch is going to take 2. We've chained the 2 stitches here, so we put our yarn over the needle, and we put the hook, sorry, and we put the hook into that stitch, and we wrap the yarn over and we pull it through. Wrap the yarn over, pull it through 2, wrap the yarn over, pull it through 2. That's why it's a double crochet. And into the same stitch, yarn over your needle, hook, put it into the hole, pull it through. Pull it through, pull it through. So that's 2. Now we're going to do the next one. Yarn over your hook, push the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull it through. Yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. That's one in there, another one. 2. Here we go to the next one. 1, 2. So you see I'm going into this underneath the 2 stitches there into that hole. 1, 2. 1, 2. The next one. 1, 2. 1, 2. This yarn is messing me about here. Here we go. I'm hoping I'm in the screen and everything's looking good. Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, let's see if we should be doing 2 in there. Let's go. We're counting our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And we go into our final one. 1, 2, and then we're going to go under this, see here, the top of your chain 2, 1, 2. I'm going to put our little hook in there, and this is called a slip stitch. We put the yarn over, pull that yarn through there, and pull it through there, and that is our slip stitch. So now we have 24 stitches, and that's all we need for this hat. So from now on, we're just going to be doing double crochets into each of those stitches around 24, joining them up and doing another row. 6 rows for the short version and 7 rows for the longer version. So I'll show you how we start doing this next row. I'm just going to organize my yarn here. And here we go. So we have to chain 2. 1, 2, and then we go in, not into there, we go into there. This does form a slanting seam, and no one has complained about this seam at all. It's not an obvious seam on this hat because it's such chunky yarn and it's made with such a big needle, and I like to do it this way. There are other ways you can do a straight seam, but it makes it kind of lumpy, and I like this one, and this is the version I'm doing, but you can change your seam if you want to, but this is the way we're going to do this. This is called a Freedom Beanie, and we're free to do what we want. Okay, so we wrap the yarn over and we go in and we do a double crochet in that stitch, and then here we are. You don't go through there, you go right into there. We're underneath those 2 stitches. Wrap your yarn over, double crochet, wrap your yarn over, put it through there, wrap your yarn over, pull through 2, wrap your yarn over, pull through 2. This hat is a really fast hat to do. So you make sure you're going in between each of the 2 stitches. I'm pulling it from the center of this ball, and it's not wanting to be very cooperative here. Come on, that's nice. Wrap your yarn over and into the next one. And this is a Freedom Beanie. I first did a Dreamer Beanie, and now I've got a Freedom Beanie. You can kind of tell what my life philosophy is here. And this is my most popular hat at the market. I do the weekly markets from May to October on Main Island where I live, and this is a really popular hat. So I thought I would share. I have the pattern out there. The pattern is available on my Etsy shop if you want to go to Caraway Crochet on Etsy. And I also have it on Ravelry now. I put it onto my Ravelry shop, which is Caraway Crochet 1. If you want to find me on Ravelry, Caraway. And here we are. And remember, we go into that last one. And we do our double crochet, and then we go 1, 2 on the chains, and we stick our hook in there, and there we go. Chain 2, ready for your next row. You can see it's starting to make a hat shape, right? So I'm going to let you do, that's one, we've got 1, 2, 3 done already. So if you want a short fitted hat, you'll do another 3 rows. If you want a slouchy hat, you'll do another 4 rows, and I'll join you back when you're done. Okay, well, I'm back, and I've done, I actually chose to do 7. If you count from here in the little middle, you see there's nice little bumps. If you've got the right side up, it's got some bumpy rows here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is row number 7. So I'm just going to go into the last little piece here, yarn over into that little section here, and then I'm going to join it to the top of this chain 2, and that is the hat. Okay, the body of the hat. Now we're going to do the brim of the hat, and I like this stitch. It's called the back loop. Back loop, and it's a single crochet. So we're going to chain 1, like that. And now I'm going to turn it this way. And when you look at this, you can see there's a front to this stitch and there's a back to this stitch. Front and a back, right? So we are going to be crocheting into the back loop. Normally we go through both of them like this. That's how we've been doing it so far. And we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to do a single crochet and we're going to do it into the back loop only. So I've stuck my hook in there, wrap the yarn around, pull it through, and then wrap the yarn around and pull it through both of these stitches. That is a single crochet, okay? So we're going to back loop, push your hook in, wrap your yarn around, pull your hook through, and wrap your yarn around and pull it through the two. So this is the back loop, and what this does is it makes a nice fancy edge to your hat, and also it tightens it up so it holds really nice around people's heads. It hugs their heads, and it's stretchy so that it fits lots of different sizes. This is a standard hat size that I make, and you can tighten up this bit if you want. If you've got a really small head and you're worried about it fitting, or for a younger child or something like that, you can do this size hat. I've seen 4-year-olds wearing this hat. It looks absolutely awesome. But if you want to make it tighter, you can just tighten up your gauge. You can pull it round really tight so that you're making it really tight, and that will make it tight around the brim. Okay, I just tend to just go into the back loop, wrap the yarn round, single crochet. And as you're holding it like this, you can see that back loop quite clearly. There's the back. The pattern for this is for sale in my Etsy shop. I think I might have mentioned that. It's always nice to be able to see a video, because these techniques might be tricky to understand from reading a pattern. And this is with love for Claire, because she's in Bangor, Maine, and it's going to be a cold winter, and she's wanting to make these for gifts too, I think. So these are great for gifts. So you go all the way around into the back loop only. "24 stitches round." And then you come to the end, and I tend to not go into this one directly in front of here, because we are working on the brim, and it's nice to have it more fit, you know, tight, snug around your head. So I tend to, where I started to do these back loops only, I go into this one. It's a natural place to join them, and I slip stitch like that. And then of course, what do? We chain one, because we're doing single crochet, not double crochet. And you can see when you look at it, you've got like this little row going across, like a little line of stitches. So we're going to do another row of into the back loop only. So we've done our chain one, and here we go into the back loop only. So here we go, one, there we go, all the way around. 4. Okay, and here we are back here ready to. Now sometimes if I'm making a smaller size, I would go up here and pull it together. If you want to, you can do that, or you can go into this one and pull it together. Up we go, and now you can really see it starting to come. 1, 2, 3 little things like that. So the next row, this is going to be the stitch that's going to be standing out. So we have to do one more of those rows, and then I will come back to you. Okay? So here we are. I've just done the last one, so I'm going to join it up to the top here, slip stitch it through, and I'm going to be cutting the yarn, a bit of a tail so we can weave it in, and then to finish off you just wrap your yarn over the hook and pull it through that loop and pull it tight. Okay, and now you should have something that looks like this. And here we have, this is a slouchy Freedom Beanie, and we just put our yarn into the big eye of your yarn needle here, and then I like to sort of go through and catch up here to try and get rid of that knobble that we get when we finish off. And then you have to really be, when you make things out of crochet, I like to put it through that little, where we've got this section, this row of stitches that are right there. Pull it through there, and then I like to go back on myself, in and out of these stitches. And one more time going back, because we don't want this to unravel. After you've done all this hard work, you want it to be beautiful. Okay, then we cut that off. And there's the section in here where you had your magic loop. That needs to be threaded in around there. But if you're putting a pom-pom on, sometimes I leave this loose just as an extra thing to tie the pom-pom to. Pom-poms can be put on several different ways. Right now I'm just attaching them to the hat inside and tying them all in. Some people like to put the 2 threads through and just tie them around a button so that they're removable. I don't think, you know, these pom-poms can't be washed. You need to keep them dry, but you can cover them up and kind of spot wash or clean your hat. Hats really don't get washed that often, so I don't think it's really a concern. The seam that I was talking about is here, and it's not really easy to see it. When I was talking about there'll be a slope from where you're joining, that's it. And this is it here in the brim. So if you're putting a tag on, I tend to make sure that that section is in the back here so that it's not so visible when people put the hat on. But really, no one seems to notice it at all when I have these for sale. I've never had a comment ever on the seams. And then you can take a pom-pom and attach your pom-pom. This one is just from Michael's, but I tend to, for the ones I sell at the market, I order them online from makers that make them. I use Die-Kitch Knits, but I know there's some more local that I've just discovered. So you can either make your own, you can buy faux fur fabric and make your own, or this, I just, for emergencies, I got some extras from Michael's just for the Christmas season. So you can attach a nice faux fur pom-pom. So this is your Freedom Beanie, nice and slouchy. And if I get any pictures of a model wearing them, I will edit my video and add them in at the end. Okay, I'm Pam Carr, this is Caraway Crochet, and please do subscribe to my channel. And I am going to be uploading more things in the near future. Thank you.